but feel it later, right? And it's possible it's like that. Yeah. Also with the goals, you can make some notes, you can do whatever you want to and what Rachel had that, we don't know.
Alright, also let's watch the video links about all the equipment.
So we don't take
So, essentially, I'm all about comfort in here. Okay, so it's like really like let's slow down and listen to what your body is asking. Right? So that's what all this stuff is. I think you did a little bit of yoga. Is that right? Yeah. So you're probably familiar with some of this stuff. Bolster behind you, about like a tiny mattress. You can lay on it, sit on it, just whatever you need, right? Blankets under there. You can have your hands and your eyes and you can cross yoga blocks. I'm sure you've seen it. We love blocks here. Just think about these to like lengthen your arms in order to get the breath up to you. Essentially, I never want you to shine or something because it relaxing your lungs. You can't breathe, right? So instead, lift it up to you so that you can soften across the chest. Always feel that breath flow. This is the yoga strap. I really use this very much. This guy is a muscle wedge, so you're lifting into your knees and back here. It's possible to just adjust what you're doing. So instead of pretty how you use it, but you put the back of your palm on this ledge. I'm gonna get that girl there. And I lost my feet, but I was like, so I was doing, we did two nights. The reason that is touch your good touch, so I'm really clear. Like I see and I just like me touching you, this will stay side up top yeah. And then just what happens is your practice. Do what they want, but it really doesn't matter what I'm saying. I'm here to like give you all the guidance and keep you safe, but ultimately this is your practice. So you can just lay down and fall asleep. Okay. Yeah. Alright, let me start this over.
No te preocupes, no es que son se les ha sacado porque hayan.
We're so excited. We have friendships. We're ending the day. Hi. We've got Caitlin on virtual. Hey girl, hope your bus is going well. She's like touring around the country in her little RV. So let's just take a minute. I just want to check in with everyone. Close your eyes for me. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. You're just going to give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, jazz some hands, whatever your true feeling is, okay? Let's take a big breath in through the nose. And exhale, just let the shoulders soften, hips get heavy. Nice. Okay. How is your mind feeling? Mind. Nice. Okay. All right. How is your body feeling? Very interesting. Okay. Last one for me. How is your spirit feeling? Yay! Okay. Very nice. Thank you so much, my friends. So I like to do that. It helps me, you know, just give you the best practice that I can. But I think it's also really important for you to check in with yourselves, right? Just that moment out of the day to be truthful and honest with what your needs are. So on that note, I'm going to ask you all to come into a child's pose. That's where we're going to begin today. So toes will come to touch, knees as wide as the mat. Let the hips be heavy towards the heels and lower the heart towards the earth. Now, if this is already feeling a little tight, maybe a little inaccessible, maybe you grab your bolster and put it underneath your torso. All right, my loves. So remember that child's pose is about the spine. I want you to do your best to lengthen the spine out of your pelvis, but keep the shoulders out of the equation. There's this tendency to think that the further forward our hands are in child's pose, somehow our child's pose is quote unquote better. No, my friends. Soften your elbows, soften your shoulders. Love the use of the block on the forehead, Susie. Good job. Just begin to notice how your breath is flowing. Notice where it's flowing within your being. Our theme this week is to refresh and reset, which seems to be very appropriate for where we're all coming on our paths, on our journeys. So this is your time to slow down, to tune in and adjust. Allow the forehead to be heavy into the earth or whatever is beneath you. Notice if you can make the hips just a little heavier towards the heels. Find a little length in the back of your neck. I'm going to give you about 10 rounds of breath here to land. Something today's let's put your forehead block. What does that feel on your spine? Let's work with that. So as you're exploring your 10 rounds of breath, I want you to really balloon the belly out as you inhale. And as you exhale, actively draw the belly back to support the spine. Let's just settle into that organic rhythm of breathing in and breathing out. Knowing that that is enough. And as long as you're breathing, you're doing yoga, you are receiving benefits and opening your energetic pathways. Good job, my friends. 3 more rounds of breath here. Last round. Breathing deeply down into your soul. Open the mouth and exhale to let some heat escape your body. On your next inhale, I just want you to lift the head, just the head, and look forward at the top of your mat. And then exhale to lower the forehead back down. Inhale to press into the hands, walking the spine up tall. Good. And then exhale, shift the hips to one side as you swing the legs around. Easy does it. Good job. If you need to sit up on your bolster, that's cool. We're going to take some seated cat-cows here. But before we do, let's just find a little butterfly. So soles of the feet together. My preference is that my feet are further away from my groin. But if you have the space, close to the groin is great as well. But for my personal anatomy, I like a little more space, a little more ease. So find the shape that works best for you. Just a light hold on the shins. I want you to inhale to lift up through the heart. And then exhale to fold at the hips, rounding forward. We won't be here for too long, just 3 rounds of breath. Great, Ash. And now let that upper body round. That girl, yes. So let gravity take over here. You may notice some little tense spots kind of creep in. That's okay. Do your best to soften on an exhale. There you go. One more breath. On your next inhale, we'll roll up through the spine, coming up tall. Beautiful, ladies. Plant the soles of the feet on the earth. Let's reach the hands behind us and just take a little lean, stretching through the biceps. Good. And maybe take the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then left ear towards left shoulder. Come back into the center with the neck. Big breath in. And then exhale. We're gonna lift these hands and just kind of readjust our stance here. So scoot the hips a little further back from the heels so you've got some space. And let's take our seated cat-cows. So we're gonna inhale to pull forward through the spine. And then exhale, I want you to really deeply lean back, tuck the chin. Good. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, round and back. Beautiful, everyone. Let's take a few rounds, find your own rhythm. Nice. Nice. Couple more. Last one. Big inhale. And this time as you exhale, you're gonna roll down onto your spine. Good. You may have to kind of recenter yourself on the mat. Let's push that bolster out of your way so that the head is on the ground. So let's just reach the arms overhead, finding a full body stretch here, maybe even squeeze the booty so much that it lifts off of the earth. And as you find your next exhale, lower the booty back to the mat and draw the right knee in towards your chest, giving it a gentle hug. I want you to point both feet and then flex. Point and flex. One more time. Inhale to point. Exhale to flex. Allow the ankles to become neutral. We're going to inhale to shift the right knee just into the right hand. And as you exhale, open the right leg to the right side of the mat. So just a little inner thigh stretch here, keeping the left side of the body heavy. Big breath in. And as you exhale, take your right knee into your left hand. Let the right leg come across the midline of the body as the shoulders stay grounded, and find your reclined spinal twist. Gaze can go over the right shoulder. 3 breaths here, enjoying this twist in the lower back, making sure that no tension is sneaking into the upper back, the shoulders, and the neck. 1 more breath. And exhale to unwind. So bringing that right knee through center, giving it 1 more little squeeze into the chest. And then sending that right leg out long, reaching arms overhead, squeezing that booty so much that it comes a little bit off of the earth again. Full body stretch, rocking the hips left and right if that feels safe. 1 more breath. And exhale to lower the booty back down to the mat. Good. Let's take a cleansing breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh something out. Ah. Be still. Notice. Good. Inhale, drawing the left knee into your chest, leaving the right leg out long. Noticing how this side feels different from the first, giving that left knee a gentle hug. Let's inhale and exhale to point and flex our feet. If you'd like a different sensation, maybe roll out the ankles this time. One more breath here, big inhale. And as you exhale, holding that left knee with your left hand and opening that left leg towards the left side of your mat. You may be able to pull it towards your left armpit. It just kind of depends on your range of motion for this present moment. Keeping the right side of the body heavy and grounded. Take another big inhale. And exhale, taking that left leg across the midline of the body. Right hand goes to the left knee. And we find our reclined spinal twist on the opposite side. Gaze can go over the left shoulder. Good. Allow the back of the neck to relax. 3 rounds of breath here. Good job, guys. Last inhale, send that breath down into the lower back. And exhale to gently return that left leg back to center, giving it one more little squeeze. And then I want you to draw the right knee into chest and then extend both legs up to the sky. Very nice. Now you don't have to have straight knees here. It just kind of depends on what's going on in your body today. But definitely roll out the ankles and crunch the toes. Find as much length through the backs of the legs as your edge allows. Good. Let's inhale here. And as we exhale, let's find our happy baby. So you're gonna part the legs just a little bit, flex the feet, and bend through the knees. You're gonna draw the knees towards the armpits or the outer, the outsides of your rib cage. So places to hold are ankles, maybe behind the knees. You can take peace fingers to the big toes. But once you find your hold, rock left and right. Good, Eva, very nice. Lengthen the tailbone towards me. That's right, Ash, good. One more breath. As you exhale, we'll release that happy baby. Plant the soles of the feet on the earth. We're gonna inhale to reach the arms overhead. And then exhale, I want you to curve up, just a little ab work sneaking in here. And then you can grab behind the legs to help you the rest of the way. That was nice. There we go. Nice work, guys. And then let's just take another lean back to open. Tick-tocking the ear to shoulder, releasing any tension buildup in the neck. Good work, everyone. Last round of breath, big inhale. And as you exhale, you can cross the legs. This is the fancy way of doing it, and come over, or you can swing the legs around. There's no right or wrong way, just options, right? Good. And then let's all come to our first downward facing dog. So from your tabletop, tuck your toes, inhale, and then exhale to press into the hands as you lift those hips high, up and back. Good. Now let's slowly pedal through the feet. Drop the left heel down as you bend through the right knee. Inhale as you switch. Exhale as you find the stretch on the opposite side. Inhale as you switch. Exhale to find that lengthen the left calf. One more time, lengthening through the right calf. Let's inhale up on tiptoes with both feet and exhale to ground both heels equally, finding balance between the hands and the feet. Big inhale here in downward dog. Exhale, we're gonna take baby steps up to the top of our mat for forward fold. So many, many steps, feeling your feet make contact with the earth, noticing how your weight is rolling, how that affects the sensation at the top of your legs. Very good. When we get to the top of the mat, we've got our forward fold. Belly is resting on the thighs so that the crown of the head can pull heavy towards the earth. Open your feet for me, Teresa. Give yourself some more balance. More. Yeah, good. All right, guys. Let's inhale for our first half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to your mountain. Reach tall, good. And exhale, bend at the elbows and then hold opposite elbows. Beautiful. Now let's make sure that we're not hyperextended here, right? This feels good for the arms to be behind the head, but I need you to stack it up so that we don't overextend the muscles. So making sure that the head is directly over the heart is directly over the pelvis. Inhale to lift tall through the crown. Exhale, dip to the right. Good. Inhale through center. Exhale to dip to the left. This is a small movement, no need to force anything. Inhale back through center. Let's take it one more time to each side. Let the neck go with you. Beautiful, guys. Inhale through center. Reach the fingertips long above. Exhale. I want you to put the palms directly on the baby. Yes, a little slappy here. All right. Inhale, get tall through the heart. Pull those shoulder blades out, back, and down. Exhale to press just the hip points forward. Just the hip points. Good. Feel that lower back stretch. Inhale again. And exhale to come back up through that mountain. Good. Inhale to reach the arms up. And exhale forward. Good work, everyone. Inhale for half lift again. Exhale, forward fold. That's right. Good. Ground the hands. Inhale to step the feet back into your high plank. Now let's heat our bodies up just a little bit here. So know that knees coming down is the same sensation. Otherwise, we've got 5 rounds of breath here in our plank. I want you to inhale with intention. Exhale to pull the belly in. Feel the shapes coming. Inhale, you got it. And exhale, good. Lift those hip points so that your abs are engaged. There you go, girl. Inhale, lower your hip points even, Teresa. And exhale, that works, I love it. Yep, inhale. So you were here, just down a little bit. Nice work, we've got one more big inhale. Good job, Julie. Exhale, if your knees aren't already lowered, lower them with control. There we go. And then elbows point backwards. They brush the rib cage as we lower down to the earth. Good job, everyone. Take a moment for the forehead to be grounded and just wiggle the hips left and right. Belly time is so beautiful. All right, my loves. Let's come back to center. Forehead is on the earth. I want you to inhale to press into your hands and find a cobra. Normally I have you do baby cobra and just use your back muscles, but go for it today. Press into those arms, get a big deep stretch in that spine, and exhale to ripple it all the way back down. Very good. Now engage the belly away from the floor as you inhale, and then exhale to press through those triceps, moving back through that tabletop. Beautiful. Tuck the toes as you inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Very good. I'm going to give you 2 rounds of breath just to kind of wiggle in this down dog, or enjoy it in stillness if that feels best in your body today. Walk your hands back a little bit, Imelda. Yes, so that your hips go a little higher. That's it, girl. Very nice. One more breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale to send your right toe up to the sky for a 3-point. Feel that stretch. Now exhale. I want you to bend at the knee and open the hip, stacking them. That's right, Mari. So kick your heel to your butt. Yes. Inhale to lengthen through the leg as you square the hips. And then exhale, big step up with that right foot in between the hands. Blocks are useful here, my friends, if you need the support. Good. We have time, we have space. Good job. Heart is shining forward as you pull those shoulders down your side body. Let's inhale to lift up into our crescent lunge, nice and smooth, high on the back toe, sinking into the right leg. And exhale back to our high lunge. Good. Ground the hands. We're going to inhale to pick the foot up and send it back to our 3-legged dog. There we go. And exhale, bring the right leg up for your pigeon. That's right. Yes. And then you can choose to stay upright, or if you want some support, your bolsters are behind you, but I'll get them for you. It's fine. So just enjoy this pigeon for about 10 rounds of breath. You want your bolster? Trying to go within. Listen to your heart beating. And with every exhale, let your hips get a little heavier. This is looking great. Gosh, nice. Perfect. Nice. Soften the neck, soften the shoulders. 2 more rounds of breath. It's all starting to settle. You're right where you need to be. Last round. Good job, everyone. Now, lift your upper body if you haven't already. Stay where you are. Yeah, because we're gonna open to this side of the mat into your straddle. So, if we're here, you set the left hip point down so that you can extend the right leg out. Good, there we go. And then we get to choose, right? I personally love the lean. It's very nice. And then you can kind of almost press your hip points forward. And it's just nice for the upper back. Other options are to maybe be right in center, right on top of that pelvis. Or if you have more space, hinge forward from the hip. Personally, I don't hinge forward from my hips. There we go. Yes. Yeah, Ash, you're safe. Yeah, go for it. Because look, your knees are pointing upwards, so we good. Yep. Good job. One, two more breaths here. Last one. Good, Shakira. There we go, my loves. And then what you're gonna do is tuck your right leg back in and come through that pigeon that we were just in on that first side. So leave the left leg long behind you. Good. Now here comes our challenge, okay? So we're gonna really ground through these hands, tuck the back foot, inhale to try to lift up this way, and then exhale, big stretch into that three-legged dog. Beautiful. Inhale here. Exhale, feet come together. Good. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, forward fold at the top of your mat. Maybe you hop, maybe you take millions of steps, maybe you take 2. It's all good. Let the spine decompress. And then let's take some ragdoll arms. So holding opposite elbows, and then I want you to keep the hips stable and let all of this movement come from the spine. So don't even move your arms, move your spine like you're, what am I trying to think of? Like a snake in the water, right? Yeah, that's better, Eva. Right here. Yes, like a pendulum of a clock. That's what I was thinking of. One more breath. Exhale to release that hold of the arms. Good. Inhale for a half lift. Really lengthen out. More. And exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale to roll up through the spine, massage the internal organs, get that digestion going. Beautiful. And exhale, taking a moment at the top, rolling those shoulders up, back, and down. Before we come back down, I want you to interlace the fingers at the lower back. So this might be enough, right? As long as you're feeling a stretch here, that's all that matters. But if you have the space, next step is lengthening through the elbows. Good. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold, reaching the arms up and letting them hang towards the front of your mat. Good. One more breath here. And exhale, rolling back up through the spine, keeping that hold. Nice work, everyone. Inhale to release the hands, reach the arms overhead. Exhale to dive, forward fold. Inhale for half lift. Exhale, fold. Ground the hands, bend through the knees so that you can inhale and step the feet back into high plank. Here comes our ab work. So we're going to take 5 rounds of breath. Yes, Teresa, that's it. Yes. A little more. That a girl. Good. Pull that front body up to meet the back body. There you go, girl. Good. Nice. Here we go. Big inhale. Exhale with control. Lower the knees down to the earth. Good. Those shakes are good, guys. And then elbows point backwards as you lower the remainder of the way down to your mat. Beautiful. Take a moment on the belly, let the forehead be grounded and shake those hips left and right, just releasing any tension. And then on your next inhale, press into your hands actively and stretch into that cobra, a big one. Just let it be real long. Beautiful. Exhale to pull the spine back down. That looks great. As you inhale, I want you to lift the belly away from the earth and then exhale to press into your hands to move yourself through tabletop. We can talk about it after class. There we go. Inhale as the toes are tucked and exhale, downward facing dog. We've got all of this coming on the other side. So inhale, send the left toes up for your 3-point or 3-legged dog. Exhale to bend at the knee and open the hip. That's it, girl. You just need a little bit more up this way. Yes, you feel that? Yes. There you go. Inhale, square the hips, lengthen through the left leg. Good, Shakira. Exhale, big step up with the left foot in between the hands. Runner's lunge. Blocks are your friends here. High on the back toe. There it is. Finding length between the crown and the right heel. Here we go. Big inhale up into our crescent. Very smooth. And exhale back to your high lunge. Ground the hands. Here comes our little abdominals. Inhale to try to lift that foot up. And exhale back to your 3-point. Good. Inhale again. Exhale, bring the left leg up for your pigeon. Yay. Good. And then maybe you grab your bolster. Maybe you stay upright with the blocks. Your practice, your choice. Good. But let's really check in with the alignment of the hips. So this is too open, guys. You gotta be really square. I'll come around and kind of assist. Yeah, that looks great, girl. If you need a little more. Yeah, good. Perfect. So what I meant is like, you just pull your to create space, because then you're engaged, right, to press. It's kind of weird when you first hear it, right? All right, guys, about 5 more rounds. Nice, easy, good. This is looking great. Shakira, just a little bitty one with the ankle there. There we go. Very nice, Mother. Yes, perfect on this side. Good job. Bring the breath, my friends. It's there to support you. It's there to energize you, to pull you. The breath is everything. Last 2 rounds. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, you're free to open into your straddle, facing me this way. Good. Hopefully it feels a little looser since we did it on the other side. But then you get to choose, right? Maybe we get the lean going. Maybe we decide we want to be right in the center today. Or maybe we practice hinging forward. There is no right or wrong, only what feels good in your body. If it feels good and it's your truth, then it's right. Yeah, good girl. Nice. Yeah. Now make sure that your knees aren't clenching and that your thighs stay relaxed. That tends to happen without us noticing. Last 2 rounds. Good. One more big inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Good. All right. When it feels good, you're going to bend back through that left leg and find your pigeon where we came from. Perfect. And we're only here for like 1 round of breath, and then we've got our challenge. So, grounding through the hands, back toe is tucked, engage. Engage your belly away from your thighs, so you're already powerful, right? Big breath in as you lift, and then exhale, 3-legged dog. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, feet come together. We've got our last flow. Big inhale. Exhale, forward fold at the top of your mat. Good. Inhale, half lift. Pull your crown towards me, Teresa. Squeeze your shoulder. Right there. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale to roll up through the spine. Feel all those little muscles stretch. Nice. Exhale to roll those shoulders out. All right, baby dolls, here we go. Inhale to reach, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale for half lift. Exhale, fold. Now, I want you to inhale to ground the hands, but then exhale to, as controlled as possible, lower the booty down to the heels. So we're in this like little ball shape. Good. There we go. Now, one little thing. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Good. And then exhale to sit down. Yay! There we go. Scooch your booty back on the mat just a little bit. And just wiggle. Feel happy about that. There we go. And then we're gonna roll down to our spine. So if you wanna make it an ab workout, no hands. If you just wanna keep it softer, you know, this is the jam. There we go. Bring those knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug, and just rock a little side to side. Massage that tailbone, maybe making some circles with the knees. And you are free to move into any final wiggles that are calling to you, my friends. So I'm going to give you about 5 rounds of breath just to be you, to address any sensations that maybe I didn't get to today. Starting to let your spine become relaxed and supported once again. Yeah, there we go. 2 more rounds of breath. Last round. Very nice. And when you're ready, you're going to find your final Shavasana. So my offering for Shavasana today, I'll get it. is to take this bolster and put butterfly feet on the bolster. Yeah. So this is my offering. If this is not for you, then you do you, right? You know what's best for you. Thanks, Julie. Cute. I love it. Yes. Does anyone need second bolsters? We do have them available. All right. Okay, everybody. So just as we began, take a little moment to ask yourself, am I as comfortable as I could be possibly? Is there something more I can do to serve myself? Make sure your throat is open. Your hands are not holding. Give your weight to the earth beneath you. Draw the breath in through the nose and let it leave nose or mouth. Just vibe with your breath and drift away. I'll call you back when it's time. We're going to start to return, but in a different fashion today. So remain still. Just listen to my voice. I'm going to lead you through a little breathing exercise, our box breathing. So let's take a cleansing breath to sync things up in through the nose. Open the mouth and exhale. Good. Inhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty lungs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Smooth inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Empty lungs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Empty lungs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale. 4, 3. Fill more. 2. Sip a little bit more. 1. Hold it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Control the exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty lungs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Organic inhale. Organic exhale. There we go. Organic inhale. And exhale. exhale. Good work. If you haven't lengthened your legs already, go ahead and extend them long. And maybe reach the arms overhead just to find that full body stretch again. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. And then curl into a fetal on your favorite side. Let's rest a little bit longer. Just feeling the entire system balance. Picture all of those tiny oxygen bubbles that you just created in your pranayama work, distributing evenly through your bloodstream. Good job. One more breath. And as you exhale, keeping the eyes closed, slowly begin to rise. There's no rush. I want you to really feel what's beneath you so that when you become upright, your spine is nice and tall and aligned. So legs can be whatever shape you want them to be. Good job, everyone. I'm going to close with this week's quote. Reset, readjust, restart, refocus as many times as you need to. Join me with prayer hands at heart center. Thank yourself for your amazing practice this evening. Thank you so much for sharing it with me. Let's take another big breath in together. And as we exhale, we'll bow and say namaste. Namaste, my loves. Good work. Now don't move too quickly. Enjoy your peace. I know, right? I'm kind of an advocate for 90-minute classes, but one step at a time. Yeah.
Bye, Caitlin. Namaste.